Hi everybody and welcome to your long anticipated 18 plus reading. Today we're going to find out who is lusting after you, who is thirsty for you, and why. So we have three piles, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. And these are all from a Lover's Oracle deck, but we have three different kinds of stones. So pile 1 has our beautiful carnelian heart. Pile 2 has this evil eye pendant, and pile 3 has this really beautiful rose quartz heart. So just drop down into your body for a second. Maybe close your eyes, take time to pause the video if you need, and get centered and quiet. The pile that jumps out at you is the one for you today. So just choose the pile that best resonates with your energy, and I will see you on the other side. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet today. If you do want to go deeper, I would suggest looking at my Etsy shop down below. I have tons of readings, including this one, Sensual Messages from Your Person, that can be personalized specific to your connection. So if that calls to you, hop there after this video. But this is your card, and this is your message. So I do see this kind of element of reconciling. That's really the biggest word I get from here. And then our message is trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So I'm getting twin flames and separation energy. If that doesn't resonate with you, don't worry about it. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But for others, it's like there's two camps here. You broke up and this person seems like they've moved on, or you've separated for whatever reason due to unforeseen circumstances, and you will get back together. So you've got to kind of trust this interim period that is asking you to just work on yourself, basically. And then the carnelian heart, carnelian is really a love stone. So for me, this connection was true, it was real. There were elements here where this person really did care about you. That's just some of the messages that are coming through here. But let's just take a look at who this person is and why they are thirsty for you. Yeah, I'm definitely getting X energy here somehow. Okay, and our first card here is the Four of Swords. I'm going to pull multiple cards and then clarify them, and we'll get into this reading. Our second card here is the Knave of Chalices. And then our third card here is Strength. This is from the Erotic Tarot of Sexual Magic. That's it. Okay. And we're going to clarify these by the Monera Tarot. So if you do go on my Etsy web shop and you're looking for that Sensual Messages reading, this is kind of the format it's going to take. All right, clarify the Four of Swords for me. Yeah. And we have, oh, look at this, the star. Oh, I love that so much. And clarify the Knave of Challenges, which is the Knight in this deck. Yeah. The Two of Water. And then let's clarify Strength with the Hermit. Yeah, big energies here. This is why I say this is like a twin flame connection or an ascended connection of some kind, because when we see all of these major arcana cards, that's usually what that means. Like this person has been a serious part of your past and maybe even a serious part of your future. So, okay, let's take a look at these cards. We have the Four. The Four symbolizes stability. This is somebody who really wanted, this is somebody who really needs to take a break from this connection at this time, or wanted to take a break from this connection. It was kind of a necessary separation here. And then, of course, they think of you as like this really untouchable being, this sexy, gorgeous star. This is somebody who's kind of put you up on a pedestal here. And we see through him like kind of wanting to dominate her through the cards here, that maybe there was some toxicity, maybe this just kind of played out in your sex life a little bit. But I think the toxicity of this person, which is just a message coming through for me right now, is that if they don't fix this in their energy, these insecurities, I think they probably went away because they realized like they were going to bring that toxic energy into the relationship, and they wouldn't let you flourish for this beautiful being that you could be. So they're super thirsty for you, and for some of you this might resonate because you're so willing to serve, you're so willing to please them and pleasure them, and you bring them like a lot of joy. But at the same time, there's kind of this energy of like, they're a bit jealous of you. They're a bit jealous of your ease, your charisma, your charm, and the things that don't come naturally to them. And they don't want to poison the relationship or sour each other against, you guys against each other, basically. The Knight of Challenges, this person could be definitely trying to write you a love letter. That is also a reading on my Etsy web shop, so you can check that out. I just feel like this person has been trying to like figure out how to communicate this or get back in touch or do something. And for some of you, if this person is like kind of in that toxicity, they're trying to reach out because they're trying to like pull you down or like build themselves up by getting this kind of validation, which is really interesting. It's like, as you can see, he's trying to like pull her down into the water. And I think for others, it's because you've found somebody new. So you see that person in the background, and this has just driven this person absolutely mad. If they separated from you and then you kind of moved on, it's like this energy of like, how dare you? And that, of course, is either going to push this person into growth or further into that kind of descent of like, I'm not good enough. Now, with Strength here, Strength is a transformative card. It's symbolized by the 8s. This is an 8 universal year. I feel like this is kind of a positive outcome, not that we were reading for this, but that this person will be able to tame the beast or the minotaur, for instance, within, so that they don't act completely out of their baser natures. But it's going to require some time, as we see the Hermit right here. And even this is like kind of a werewolf or like man-beast figure. That's so interesting. I don't know if anybody knows this myth of the Minotaur, but it's actually kind of sad. There's some deep sadness in this person's background. I'm sorry that the reading just kind of went here, but these are the cards that they realize, like, definitely with this last row, like they wanted you. Why they're thirsty for you is because they either see you somewhere as like filling a void in their life, being that kind of mother figure they never had, being the person that speaks to that kind of beast within and helps them channel those rages or feelings in a more healthy direction. But I think it's a really good sign that this person is realizing, like, I need to pick myself up and rely on myself. And, you know, if we end up having a kinky sex life, then that's just like a perk. But to have this is kind of what this person wants. I see this person wanting kind of like a DS relationship in the bedroom. Maybe they're like a 24/7er, but I think it's just mostly like an expression of play. And if the toxicity kind of isn't healed, then you get these kind of power struggles. And I think this person, they just realize that you're such a giver and they don't want to drain you dry, basically. But they definitely see you as somebody that matches their energy in terms of like kinks or, you know, this desire to be taken, and they find that very, very sexy. And I feel like this person would say, in a world where a lot of people are not able to get to that vulnerable place, that's something that's super, super attractive to them. So let's just continue going here. I'm going to use one of my own decks and just see if I can't get into maybe some of the things that have been on their mind while they've been thinking about you. How are they thirsting for you? In what capacity do they want this? We have rimming. Oh my goodness. We have breath play. I'll get one more here. Oop, 2 came out at me. We have a role play. Lots of plays, and we have spanking. Yeah, so I do see this person kind of having a little bit of a dom side, but they're kind of a soft dom. This is not somebody that wants to be completely sadistic with you. This is somebody that might be a service top, or just somebody that gets pleasure out of watching your reactions, watching you let go, and knowing that they're really kind of at the helm of controlling your pleasure. And that's where I get breath play from. Like, they want to take your breath away, whether they through poetry or being charming, but also like physically being in charge of orgasms, or when you get to do things in the bedroom, which is really interesting. They like to kind of dictate the show and take charge, which I think if this card is anything to go on in your personality, you enjoy that process of letting go. So you're all the more happy to kind of pay attention and just deeply listen so that you can get to that place. And there is kind of an element of disciplinarian here. I would say that's about as far as this person goes in that kind of dom energy, where they kind of like it if you're like a little bit of a brat and you say no and you talk back, and that gives them cause for pause to like pause for cause to go deeper or harder, or kind of try to tame you as well. And I think just in general, that's kind of where I will wrap this reading, is the feeling of it is like, I am this beast that needs to be tamed, but you are this beast that needs to run free. And we see this a lot in tropes in literature, where they say that like the erotic blueprint for feminine smut is Beauty and the Beast. Like, you find this guy, I think Jordan Peterson talks about this. He's, you know, dangerous and daring and has all of the elements that can kind of protect and serve in a traditional masculine role. And of course, insert your pronouns where you will here, but just in general, to talk about energy. But he's willing to like be tamed by this woman whom he realizes has a higher path or higher guidance. And some in the spiritual community might say like, that's how things should go. You can't go from a wellspring of action without going through this void space and deciding how to move. But for the feminine, it's very different. We see the feminine expression of this, like in stories of Carmilla, or Medusa, or the sirens, where women, the beast within women, are this alluring, deadly thing, and man realizes that he can't tame her, so he kills her. And I think this person is trying to rewrite that story right now. So if you're called to this, actually, aside from my readings, I have released a new moon in Libra eclipse, Reiki meditation and energy activation, and we talk about these things. We go into healing these kind of polarity aspects in our relationship to the masculine, feminine, within and without, because that does exist in the world, whether you subscribe to the binary process or not. And I think that would really help, actually, this connection here. So I'm going to pull one final card and see what this person is going to do. How, if they're going to return, how are they going to return? I kind of want to see what's going to happen here. Interesting. And we have ghosting you. So yeah, this person is not really willing to reach out yet. And that's actually a very good thing. I feel like if they were to reach out at this point, they would just leave you on red and kind of harm the connection. And then you would be kind of questioning everything that happened. And they want you to know, again, like I said at the beginning, it's real. You've got to trust that this is just a period of silence, and then don't push, and that will bring you kind of closer to this reunion, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Like and subscribe to my channel, send it to a friend, check out my readings down below, and I will see you next time. Hi Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You have chosen this beautiful card, and this honestly gives me Shibari vibes. So like right away, I feel like this person, whoever is lusting after you, is just super sexual. They want to leave marks all over your body. They want to tie you up, and they want to know, like, it kind of feels like maybe you're single, but they want to know that you are theirs. This is the message: surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. It's really weird, but that was kind of the message that we got in pile 1, and yet pile 1 had this kind of union card. So maybe this person ghosted you, maybe they left you on red, maybe you're wondering, am I going to hear from them again? But this pendant here, the evil eye, is really to ward you off of somebody that might not be great for you in your life. So this might be like kind of a fuckboy person that's lusting after you right now. It might actually be like an ex-husband, like somebody that you had a really deep connection with, a legal connection with, and you kind of chose to leave in some way. Yeah. All right, so let's dive deep into your tarot. Just kind of see why. Why is this person so thirsty for you? Okay. And we have our first card, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I see that. Reminiscing on good times. We have the World. This person definitely sees you as a goddess, as an empress, as somebody they're probably not going to get ever again. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. I definitely see like this person is watching you. They are watching your social media. They are talking about you to other friends. They're trying to figure out where you are, where you've been. If this person is like a toxic person and you know this, then that's who that person is. But for the majority of us, I kind of just get that this is a secret admirer. This is somebody that, again, I get this strong energy like you shut the door on them somehow and they're pining for you. They just kind of want to possess and own you in a way that no one has before. They're worried that you're going to have this kind of connection with someone else. Let me just clarify these real quick, and then I will hold them up to the camera and further examine them. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles here is the Queen of Water. Again, just more like they see you as this solitary queen. You can stand on your own. You're sovereign. Maybe you're a little avoidant. Maybe you have some commitment issues. Clarifying the World, we have the Four of Earth. Ooh, I did see a little bit of this in the Four of Swords that came up. I feel like you might have kind of like sub-tendencies here. And then clarifying the Queen of Wands is the Tower. This is really interesting. This person is likely going to have a breakthrough moment where they figure out what they did wrong. I feel like maybe you kind of left them on red and didn't tell them things. You were like, figure it out. But they're really stuck here in this energy. They're so thirsty for you because they've never known intimacy like this before. Again, like even though this is the Ace of Pentacles, we have 3 candles here, which kind of gives me that 3 of Wands feeling. They really thought like you guys were going to jump cities. You were going to move in together. You were going to build this thing. And you were like, no, I was just having sex. Or the energy of like, there are areas you need to grow. We can't just build a relationship on sex alone. And that's why I had to say maybe you're a divorcee or something, because that's kind of the energy of like, look, I've already done this. I've already waited around for someone to change. It didn't work. I'm not going to try again with someone else that I'm not really looking to get into this deep union with. So I really see you as kind of like standing on your own, and you do get lonely. But I feel like somewhere the memories of what was good about all of the relationships that you've had are enough to sustain you at this time. So this is more like the Queen of Cups energy. I feel like you're stepping into your intuition, your sovereignty, your psychic gifts, especially now as we go into fall. And you're also not afraid to be vulnerable, but in a different way as pile one. I feel like you are really stepping into the energy of being worshipped as a goddess. There could be goddess play here where like you're looking for somebody to maybe even dominate a tiny little bit in bed if you identify as a switch. Maybe you want to take on that quote masculine role. And of course, insert your pronouns where you will, or that kind of top energy, which is not really subscribed to any gender. But I feel like this person, and of course, if they're a toxic person, then the reason that they left your life was because they tried to control you and you did not like that. But I feel like you're really trying to put yourself out there at this time. And this person is thirsty for you because you are able to let go and surrender in ways that they are not. And I'll tell you why this is a little different from vulnerability. Because the surrender of it is more about life changes. You're able to take whatever comes to you. So it's not just like you're also vulnerable in bed with a person, but I feel like you're maybe like a water sign or something, or have water in your chart somewhere because you already know how to cultivate deep intimacy and you know that intimacy goes farther beyond sex. But this is more like surrender to life's challenges. Like if at times you have to play the more subservient role, whether out of choice or not, you're willing to do that. You're this fighter. You're somebody who might have strong business acumen. You know what it takes to get what you want now. You're not going to settle for any less. And, you know, you're saying to yourself, if this man or person is not it, then I'm okay with that. And that's just this really strong energy. I feel like this person is a little codependent, the person that's thirsty for you. And they don't really understand that. So that's so interesting. But we do see between pile one and this one, this kind of desire for this person to build stability. So it's kind of interesting. You might want to check that reading for more messages. The Queen of Wands here, super interesting with the Tower. Again, like this person is so attracted to your, well, there's a lot of breast imagery here. So I think femininity would probably be the word for this, but I think they really just, in their fantasies at night, they really want to make some kind of pretty configuration here. I'm going to try to keep this PC for YouTube, but they just love looking at them, holding them, basically what they represent, just this kind of overabundance and ample suppleness, curvature that this person doesn't have. But, you know, like I said, the Tower is here, and I feel like something is going to happen to shift their worldview of things. Both things are present. You know, they wanted a new start with you. They're not really sure if that's going to happen, but if this connection is meant to be, then that Tower moment is going to push them into their greater sense of purpose and authenticity so they can do that. If not, that Tower moment is the thing that's pushed them out of their life, out of your life, and is going to keep them out of your life. So what is meant for you will find you. What is not meant for you will leave. I'm going to get a few more messages here, see if we can spice it up a little bit. Yeah, I see you as a goddess. Okay, so what do they want to, how are they thirsty for you? What do they want to do if they could do? And if you resonate with this, I have a Sensual Messages reading. It's down below in my Etsy web shop. Go down on me. Yeah, we see that in the World card here. And I feel like, in contrast to pile one, this person does not want to necessarily serve you. There's this kind of vanity and egotism. They want to serve themselves, but they want to get you like hooked on them. This person doesn't have there's some interesting like level. So this person might feel a little narcissistic to you, but what I'm getting from this reading is, for the majority of us, they're not necessarily like clinically narcissistic or like have this kind of immaturity that will never budge. It's just, this is kind of who they've known in their atmosphere and how they've grown up. And they picked up kind of bad habits. So like if they were negged by someone or negged by a parent or something like that, then they're going to do that to you, kind of type thing. I want to come inside you. There is an element of possession here. This person definitely like would trap you if they could. But again, like, because it's kind of giving like fuckboy energy, I really do feel like for some of us, like, that's just the way that they want you to feel about them, because they're just not used to people not feeling that way about them. And there's something about you that's kind of pushing them towards that tower moment. They don't want to go, but they know that it's really good for them, and that's the only way to get you, because you're just so strong and sovereign. And then we have nipple training. Yeah, what did I say? The breasts. What is it about that? I think somewhere they want to cause you a little bit of pain here in this area. So this person could have mother issues. They could have low-key misogyny on the toxic side. And I don't know why I'm going here, but the reading is kind of leading here. Because this does happen in DS relationships where, you know, if you don't clear a lot of that trauma and baggage, then it's going to play out in your scenes and not be, you know, about the connection and the mutual exchange and the mutual pleasure and the mutual limits. It's going to be this kind of theater for this person to enact their desires on a blank canvas. And that's not always great unless you like that type of thing. So maybe I kind of get the feeling that you would like this too, just like a little bit of pain mixed in. But it's funny because the root, I think, is kind of these quarrels with the feminine. So like I said in my first video, if this resonates with you, check out my new moon in Libra eclipse Reiki healing and energy activation. I'll put it in a playlist and in a link below, because that could really help resolve some of the toxicity that might be existing in this person or in this connection. Oddly enough, I don't get that this is like very twin flamey, but you know, if you resonate with the label, you resonate with the label. I kind of want to see how they see you at this point. I know why they're thirsty for you, but like, yeah. Oh, interesting. So since they've never encountered a person like you before, they kind of see you as this player, and you're not playing them. You're just going about your life and your business, like doing your own thing. But they see that as player energy because that's how they've shown up previously in that energy when they're not looking for things. They don't realize that they're the problem and that you've said no to a relationship because you recognize that there are some potential red flags in there you don't want to go down and see if, you know, how bad they are, basically. So actually, I think this person has kind of put you up on a pedestal in a different way. And then when they come back into your life, they are really going to try to play hard to get. You know, this person, this is like a for right now person. I feel like if they change their energy, then maybe think about it a little bit. But I'm definitely going to point to that this was like a hookup. You know, somebody who with this kind of player energy that would have been all too happy to like be with you. That's the crazy thing. But because you rejected them in some way, and it doesn't have to be like a flat out, I don't want to be with you. It could just be like you didn't glorify them or put them up on a pedestal like they wanted. You didn't come to their show. You didn't, just something small and minor that's really connected to something in this person's past trauma where they're like a perceived slight, right? That's made them kind of want to shift that power dynamic right now for the majority of us because they feel slighted. And it's so silly and immature, but this is the exact reason why you've learned to be this kind of sovereign person, because you realize that that's not your problem and it's not your problem to fix. So good on you. I hope this energy and reading resonates. If so, drop me a comment below, like the video, subscribe to it, share with a friend, check out my readings, and I'll see you next time for the next reading. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you like these styles of readings, let me know in the comments below and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to read for. So this is your card here, and it's this beautiful, this might be a queer relationship, honestly. I see a lot of kind of ambiguity here. But of course, insert your pronouns where you will. Doesn't necessarily have to resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But I do see that the person that's thirsty for you is somebody who, it might be a friend that wants to be a lover, or it might be a love that was based on friendship first. It's somebody that's still really close to you, maybe a best friend. And the message says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. I think this is based on a Khalil Gibran quote. It might be Rilke, I'm not sure. Let me know if you know. But it's kind of a big yes sign that if you have a crush on a friend, they have a crush on you back, you should go for it. There's like heartbreaker energy, or I'm sorry, heartstopper energy. Which I know just came out on Netflix, so that could really kind of infuse some positivity into this connection if you're feeling like you're not sure it's gonna pan out well or you want to risk the friendship. And then we have this beautiful rose quartz heart, which is a gentle love stone. So I really think this is somebody who's thirsty for you, but they also love you. Like, they don't just want your body. All right, let's take a look at the tarot and see what we've got. Why are they thirsty for you? Oh, and we have the Three of Pentacles. I'm going to keep going and clarify these, and then I will get into it. But I see this person feels like you are the person that they can make a happy home with, have intimacy with, do mundane things naked with, just enjoy life and be unbothered with. Big creation energy. We have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, you are really this person's like wish fulfillment. They know they can have anything with you. They can have good food. You guys are going to have a beautiful house. Both of you are going to be wealthy in your own right and not just in a monetary sense. You will bring things that will bring prosperity to the relationship. I get Persephone and Hades vibes here, which on the positive side of the story is really about one person knowing that the other person was meant to do something, was really good to do something, and fostering their gifts, and then falling in love. So I feel like this is a supportive connection. You guys encourage each other. You push each other to be better. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So I think this person could also be kind of like trying to ask around about you, stalk you on social media a little bit. They definitely, if you guys are like doing something at all, like waiting and watching you, watching over you kind of type vibe. They know that there's been somebody in the past that has previously hurt you. They don't want to be that person. They want to wait till you're ready. Just like the perfect gentleman, kind of. And of course, if you do resonate with the queer label, this person is somebody that knows perhaps that you don't have as much experience, or you've been burned by an experience somewhere, and they just want to kind of walk gently into that night with you, and create your own world together that supersedes gender, sexuality, the circumstances of the world. Just, that's really cool. All right, so clarifying the Three of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Earth. So horses could be a symbol for you in this connection. One or both of you could ride. I see there's like kind of a victory-ness in this card, which we have with the Seven of Wands, I believe. You could have met at a vineyard, or they could want to take you to a vineyard, just somewhere, and like make a declaration, I'm hearing. Yeah. And then clarifying the 10 of Chalices. Oh, look at this card. You might be polyamorous. You might, that might have been the experience that you were burned by. That person could be polyamorous, and you're a little worried about how you would fit into that kind of monogamous structure, as a monogamous into that structure. And then clarifying the Ace of Wands here, we have the Ten of Water. Oh God, I love this card so much. So all of the cards today have been really interesting, the readings. All of the people I've really seen, regardless of what pile you choose, you as this kind of goddess. So if you resonate on the feminine spectrum, that's the word that's coming through. If not, God, deity, better than them. Insert, you know, what your adjective basically where you will, or your noun. But as far as why they're thirsty is they see you as somebody that they can grow with, basically. They see you as somebody who has a deeply sensual, sacred, spiritual side, I want to say. They see you as somebody who kind of has everything together as well, so you can spend these kind of lazy Sunday mornings or long hours. Maybe you have a non-traditional job. They see you as somebody who is open to experimentation, even if it doesn't work out, and they want to let you know that you are safe with them. That through all of life's adventures, whether you're friends or not, friends or more, I should say, they have you. They're not going to let anything screw up this friendship. So that should be kind of a deep confirmation there that you can, it's safe to go for it, really. What else? You might be very accomplished, like if you are the equestrian. You have a bunch of awards in something, you are very driven and ambitious person. This is all the reasons why they kind of want to wife you down. So like I said, they're not just thirsty for you, they see you as like this empress, and that's a card we have on the bottom, and this figure is bowing down before this naked, vulnerable woman. So this is somebody that really appreciates femininity. You're not going to get a whole lot of like masochistic or, misogynistic vibes out of them, which we saw in the previous two readings a little bit for whatever reason. So this is just like massive green light, green flag energy. Well, let's see if we can spice this up here. Very romantic person, this person. Regardless of who you might think it is, their temperament is very romantic. And I do think that there's like a fiery energy here. There could be Sagittarius in their chart somewhere, just something that feels like a slow burn, which I typically ascribe to Sagittarius because it's like the dimming of the firelight or the beginning of the light, depending on what your interpretation is around the zodiac wheel. Wow. This person has some hidden desires. We have electricity play here. Again, I think that kind of falls under the realm of experimentation. They may have this secret kinky side and they've never wanted to explore it with anyone else but you. There could be Scorpio in this person's chart. It's almost like they never felt safe or trusted anyone else up until this point. And that's kind of what this one is saying to us, is that love never claims, it simply allows and gives. And I think this person has previously been caught up in cycles where they've had either abusive relationships or toxic relationships, and they were afraid previously to kind of open up to that person, or maybe it's a family situation background where they were taught somewhere subconsciously, like if you open yourself up, you're going to make yourself vulnerable to predatory things or getting your heart broken, but you just put them at such ease. We have nipple clamps here. We saw this in pile 2. That's so interesting. And you know, there is some boobology, I suppose, in this reading, but as opposed to pile 2, I don't think they're doing it to kind of give you a little bit of pain, unless you like that sort of thing. They're doing it because it accentuates you. It emphasizes your features. It makes you all the more reverent in their mind. So even when they're kinky, they're romantic. I really like that. This person is really able to have tantric, sacred sex. And then we have, I want to give you multiple orgasms. So like this person could have a little service top energy. They definitely want to please you. And they also want to show you that you can rely on them. There could also be Virgo or something, some kind of earth sign in this person's chart. There's an intense amount of reliability, which I wouldn't attribute as a fire sign myself to the purpose of sex somewhere, but I think sex with this person would be extremely grounding and just feel like you could kind of go to these deep depths with them while experiencing high highs, but, you know, not in a completely dismantling or imbalancing type of way. There's also this kind of fantasy of like catching you unawares. Like, I'm really having a Grecian myth day, but it's like rewriting the myth where you come upon a nymph or a goddess in the river, and instead of, you know, getting not turned to stone, but instead of having something happen to you as a result of, you know, seeing her modesty, it turns into this kind of big love affair. And I really love that. So no question without a doubt how this person sees you and why they're thirsty for you. But when they do come back into your life, well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who this might be an ex and you're separated, but for the majority of us, this is definitely someone within our life and it is a friend. So what are they going to do next is my question. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I'm going to reach out, and the card directly under that was write you a love letter, which I actually have a reading on my Etsy web shop, like what would they say to you in a love letter, and it is 18 plus, so you'll get a little bit more juicy details here. After this one, we have calling you, and after this one, we have commit to you. So this person has made up their mind, like you are basically it. And I would definitely, if you resonate with this, give this person a little bit of a nudge. Don't let them bury these feelings if you feel the same way for forever. Especially in the name of like, oh, but, you know, some of these outdated beliefs, if you identify with the feminine end of the spectrum, like, oh, the man always makes the, you know, first move or whatever. I don't want to put myself out there. No, like, go for it. It's basically in the bag. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, check out my Etsy web shop readings. There's definitely more goodies in there for you. I have a birth chart compatibility reading that I feel like would be really good here, where if you give me your birth details and theirs, like I can show you why you're so compatible, where some of the pitfall areas may be and how to navigate them. That would probably be really helpful. But other than that, I will see you next time.